Hi there. It's me, Andrea, and I have a birthday card to make for my mum. I thought I'd film it and see how I go. I have some bits and pieces. I've got a card base here, which is sort of a kraft colour. I've forgotten what the cardstock was called, but it's very similar to kraft. And on top of that, I thought I'd put a bit of botanical dictionary, and then I want to stamp a little floral design on here. And I have some lace and some linen thread here that somehow I want to arrange on this. First of all, I need something to make them come together, these three pieces. It would have been nice if I would have had some sort of off-white cardstock, but I don't. So I'm hoping that it'll come together by inking the edges. So I'll see how I go, and here I go. So the first thing I think I want to do is work on this piece here. I sort of have this thing in mind. I've seen a card on YouTube or wherever I did, very similar to this, and but I don't have all the colours and all the right things, so I'm just going to try and make it up as I go. Now this is very thin, so it's going to be a little bit hard to ink. Now I want to do it in vintage photo, and that's this one here. So I'm just going to see how I go. I think it's too delicate to do like this, so I might just kind of see if I can stain it a little bit to match this kraft stock a little bit more. Sort of just come in from the edges. Most of my ink will be on my tile here, but that's okay. I can clean that off after. That's why I like working on a tile. It's so easy to clean. So it's my, see that's curling a bit. It's my mum's birthday tomorrow. She's going to be 87, and recently she has been not in such good health, but she's recovered really well. She had to have a little bit of surgery, and but she's doing really well, and we're just so happy to still have her with us. And we're going to go out, take her out for lunch tomorrow to our very favourite spot, Huon Hill in Wodonga. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a pretty good time. So that's darkened that a little bit. I don't think you're not going to see too much of the inner bit because I'll have the flower on top, but I think that's looking quite good. I want to put that on top. I hope I've stayed in frame. So I just want to do a little bit more work to this. I've got a little bit of ribbon here, using up my trim, and I want to tie a little bow with this linen thread around. So I'm going to come, I want it sort of a little bit to this side, and I'm going to be all fumble fingers, I think. It's quite late. I've just got home from my shift at work, and I did make a card for Mum, but I just wasn't quite happy, so I remembered this design from seeing it somewhere online. I'm sorry I can't refer you to it because I can't remember. You know, I often look at lots and lots of things and think I'm never going to do something like it, and then all of a sudden when I'm wanting to make something, I think, oh, I saw this and this, but I can't then remember where I saw it. So I'm going to just pull that really tight and just fiddle with it a bit. I think that's a bit, the bows are a little bit big. I need to pull that in a bit. My bow's disappearing, isn't it? So I think I'll just snip that off. Maybe I'd rather leave it a little bit longer. I can always cut more off, but you can't add it back on, can you? So I'm just going to have that maybe there. I think I'm quite happy with that. And I'm just going to tuck it around the sides. Get rid of that. I think I'm quite happy with the edgings there. It's actually quite delicate. I hope this works with this glue. I might have been nearly better off using a taped glue, but I'll see how I go with this. Am I still in frame? Yes, I think I am. And now I just need to get that around. Even if it just tucks, that'll be fine. I better have a look where I am up to here. Not pulling it too tight, otherwise it'll bow and that wouldn't be too good. But that's sitting quite all right and that glue's working quite well, so that's that. Now I'm going to just leave that for a minute. I'll work on this flower stamping first now. I think that should be all right. All right, so I have my acrylic block and I'm going to stamp a flower. I'm just going to do the base in a very light colour. There's my indicator. Oh, that's the top of the flower. It's sort of like a 3 stamp. You know, it's got 3 layers to the flower. So I'm just going to put that right up the top here. And then I'm going to do a second one down here. Doesn't matter if it's going off the grid or catching the other image a little bit. And I've used distress ink because I don't want a perfect sort of print. I guess I'm after the vintage look, you know. So there's my little indicator again, and now I'll go to a little bit darker colour, and I've just got to try and line this up, and it's a bit awkward with the camera in the way, but I think I've got it pretty good, and you don't really have to be perfect, so I'm quite happy with that. And this one is about there. And then there is a third little image. I just got to get the flower at the top to the top again. And so the first colour I used was Scattered Straw. This was Vintage Photo, and this one is Aged something, Aged Mahogany, I think. I'm hoping that that will look okay. That's the top. I think it goes just about there. And you can't really tell it, can you? It's not really showing up that much, just a little bit, but it's not. Yeah, you can just see a tinge, but actually the 2 is nearly enough. So that's that. And then there's a stem here for the flowers. And I think I'm just going to do that one in was it mahogany? No, Vintage Photo. I think that'll be enough. There. And one for here. So that's the 2 flowers. And then there's a little greeting. The kindness you show has no end. That's the one, and that describes Mum to the T. She's a very giving lady, very sweet. And I think I'll do that in mahogany too. And I'm just going to do a test off on the side. Yes, that prints out very nicely. And I think I would like that to go just in here. There we are. Now I would like to, here's my sponge, sponge that in just the edges a little bit. And I'm hoping that that will take away from the stark white, but yet lift those flowers up out of the, you know, what do you say? Make them come off the page kind of thing. Make that come in a little bit there. And the corners. And it can be a bit more there, and then the corner again. Where the writing is, I'll just leave a very skinny edge. And that's that. I think now I would like to glue this one down first, I think that would be the way to go. Yeah, and then we have a lunch at Hewn Hill, and then we're going back to Mum's place because some years ago we migrated from Germany, so Mum's cooked a German Torte. So that'll be nice to have a cup of tea, and then I'm going to have to go off to work. But it'll be really nice. So we're looking forward to some of Mum's German baking. And yeah, I'll just do a little bit across here and a little bit over the ribbon so that that sticks down real nice. yeah, so I'm very lucky to have our mum still with us. It'll be a really nice celebration tomorrow. I think I've got it pretty straight. There we are. And my idea was to just slide that in here. And of course you can't see the greeting very well. So that wasn't very well planned, was it? But nevertheless, Mum can always just slide and look at it. That's when you don't do a trial run, you know, you just go ahead and make it as you go along. There we are. Now let's see if I can get that in there without smearing the glue too much, and of course the right way up. Bit over, I think. Yeah, I think that's quite good. There you are. Does it look any good? Can I give that away? I don't know yet, but actually I don't mind it. It's quite nice. And here's the little bow. That one wants to curl. I need to pull, that's better. And this one needs to come over this way. That's not too bad for a quick get up late at night, but that's quite nice. I'm thinking I might want to stamp a little image here of the flower, and I might take the second one and just put the second one. I've just got to change the greeting over. And I'll do that in mahogany, I think. And I'll just stamp that just right down, just about here, I think. Yeah. Yes, I like that. That's good. I like that very much. And actually, I might re-stamp the greeting onto the inside. I'm thinking. Just place that on, ink that up, and then I can write around it or on the other side. I think that will be quite nice actually, I'm hoping. Yeah. The kindness you show has no end. That's beautiful. Actually, I like the inside better than the outside. But that's not too bad. I'm quite happy with that. All right, well, that was just a quick little video on making a birthday card for my mum. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.